Before we kick off the 2022 regular season, we've got spring training on tap. The Royals take on the Athletics to start off spring training. Nolan Watson getting the nod here to start the game for Kansas City. And in the bottom half of the first inning, he would get Boog Powell to ground out to one of the new acquisitions, Chris Taylor, over at second base. And then for the third out, he would get Matt Olson to go down swinging on a big breaking ball. So still scoreless as we move on to the top of the second now, as Paul Blackburn was on the hill for the A's. And to lead off the top half of the second, Ryan O'Hearn, returning from his dislocated ankle, rips a ball into right center field for a base knock. Next batter up is Miguel Andujar, who is trying to make the club out of spring training, and he absolutely pulverizes a pitch into the left field grass over the fence, 434 feet. Makes it a 2-0 Royals lead. Onto the bottom half of the second now. Lonnie Chisenhall hits a ground ball over to O'Hearn at first base. He cannot make the play, so it's going to be counted as a single. After that, it would bring up Matt Chapman, hits a little dribbler over to third base, and Duhar showing off the glove over at third base. And then with 2 outs and a runner on second, it would be Piscotty popping one up into foul territory. O'Hearn makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Top half of the third now, Daniel Murphy, another new acquisition, goes opposite way for a base knock. Domingo Santana then grounds the ball up the middle for a base knock, another new acquisition. So back-to-back base knocks by new Royals. And then Alier Hernandez would ground into a 6-4-3 double play, so it's 2 down, runner on third base. Ryan O'Hearn at the dish, hits a line drive to center field, but it's going to be right into the glove of Boog Powell. Now on the bottom of the third, Boog Powell at the dish, not so lucky as he strikes out on the fastball. Josh Stauman got some time here in spring training, comes on for the bottom of the fourth, and he would get Trevor Story to strike out on a drop third strike. And then for the third out of the inning, he got the former Royal Tommy Joseph to pop up to deep right center field. Jorge Ruiz came on in the top of the fifth for Oakland, and Chris Taylor at the dish hits the ball opposite way that just kept carrying until it went over the fence. A solo shot for the former Dodger, the former Tigers, where they acquired him from. And it's now a 3-0 Royals lead. Later on in the inning, Daniel Murphy comes to the plate, and he would hit a line drive down the right field line. A professional hitter doing professional things, an easy 2-bagger for him. Domingo Santana then at the dish. Ball gets away from the catcher. Murphy moves up to third base, so it's runner on third with 1 out. Santana then hits a ball a long way into left center field, but it dies out right at the wall. It is going to be enough to tag up Murphy, however, and it's now a 4-0 Royals lead. On to the bottom of the fifth now, where Anthony Jimenez took over for Hernandez and left. Stauman on for another inning of work. He strikes out Chisenhall, and then Chapman comes to the plate. 98 on the gun, 2 straight strikeouts. Try again next time. Donnie Fitzgerald comes out, the lefty, here in the bottom of the sixth, and it did not go well for him. 2 quick, easy outs, but then with 2 outs, Boog Powell has a single, and then after him, Trevor Story goes opposite way, right field, similar place that Chris Taylor went. A 2-run shot for Trevor Story makes it a 4-2 ball game. Not good for Donnie Fitzgerald, but it did not end there. The next batter up was Matt Olson, and he hits the ball into right field as well. This one was more right center, another home run, and it's now a 4-3 game. The A's are storming back. Billy Hatcher's reaction is all of us. Rex Livingston on for the A's in the top of the seventh. Daniel Murphy back to the dish, and he is continuing his hot start to spring training. A monster shot into right center field. A solo shot makes it a 5-3 lead for the Royals. Domingo Santana then doubles down the right field line, opposite way. It's a ground rule double, so he's on second base with 2 outs. Anthony Jimenez then hits a ground ball up the middle, and Ron Lorenz makes the nice play over at second base. James Caprillion, the former Yankees farmhand, in for the top of the 8th for Oakland, and he gives up a triple to Rusney Castillo, who was playing center field one day. He is going into third easily. A triple for Castillo. He's over there with 2 outs, and then Cody Escalona, rocking the stirrups, hits a ball opposite way, pokes it into right field for an RBI single. 6-3 is the lead. Wyneka would then get a ground out to end the game. He came on in the 7th. That's a 3-inning save for Wyneka. Who says relievers can't get 3-inning saves in 2022? Daniel Murphy had a great Royals spring training debut. He was 4 for 5 on the day. He had a homer, a double, a single, scored twice as well. Miguel Andujar had 2 for 4 with a home run. Chris Taylor also homered. He was 2 for 5. Domingo Santana 2 for 3. He walked twice on the day. Nolan Watson gets the win in his 3 innings of work. Paul Blackburn the loss. Wyneka the 3-inning save, like I said. And with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of Kansas City Royals Baseball. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I am saying goodbye. Well, not quite goodbye, as we still do have to go over the opening day roster. As it's just scrolling by on your screen right now at a probably speedy pace. If you guys want to pause at a certain position and look, you can obviously do that. But the only thing that's really changed from the offseason video is that I did not want Nolan Watson to be my number 5 starter, at least to start the year, despite his good outing in the first spring training game. He did not finish spring training with the best stats, and even though spring training doesn't mean the most, I really wasn't comfortable with him being our number 5 starter to start the year, so I went out into free agency and we picked up veteran starting pitcher Jake Arrieta. So now our rotation 1 to 5 is looking like Chris Archer, Mark Leiter, Foster Griffin, Jake Arrieta, and then Jake Junis. Obviously, Arrieta's probably a better starter than Griffin, and it's debatable with Mark Leiter since Leiter seems to light it up for us, but I wanted to split the rotation with a lefty in the middle rather than having a lefty as the 4th guy. Probably doesn't matter too much, but I felt like I wanted to put Griffin there, so that's what we did with the rotation. And with that being said, that is going to actually wrap things up here for this Kansas City Royals franchise episode. Next one you will see will be opening day against the St. Louis Cardinals, taking on the Cardinals, who made a big splash in free agency with guys like Travis Shaw, Archie Bradley, and our former catcher in Salvador Perez. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I am saying goodbye.